It's a good opponent. There's no doubt, and have them here at our place. It's positive. I was one of the coaches. A lot of people push forward to get this Big East challenge. Obviously, a lot of the leagues have now gone to 20 games, and it's hard for us to go to 20 when you only have 10 teams. So with 18 now, you got the SEC challenge, Big East challenge allows us to get and I know everyone says bring games here, but it's tough. It's tough to get teams to come to our place. So this is it's a good, December game for us. They're a good team, beat us last year, NCAA team, and got one of the best players in the country. So it's a nice challenge. This to see where we're at.
How tough is defending Marcus Howard? What are things you can do?
Well, one, we got to keep him out the free throw line. We fouled him 13 times last year, and he had 20-some free throws. So, that's big. But, and that's easier said than done. He's smart. He knows how to play. He can shoot the three. He knows how to use his body to get into you and to draw fouls. And I think we just got to be solid on him. But I really think they won without him last night. So they have other good players that can make plays. I think they're a little more versatile. Last year the Hauser twins were very good, but these guys are a little more versatile, a little more, put it on the floor a little better. So now you're chasing Howard around, and now you get everybody going this way, and then they drive you and make plays. So they're good. I mean, and they played some tough games already. They found ways to win some, and obviously Maryland and Wisconsin was able to get them. I think I watched Wisconsin this morning, and they just fought them. You got to fight them. It obviously that's their big rivalry game, and it was a really hard-fought physical game. And I hope we can come with that energy and that physicality that you need to beat a quality team.
How do you feel like Sean's played in general since he's come back?
Well, I thought, obviously he wants everything all at once, like every young man. And, I said, hey, you got 3 minutes, be happy. And then you get 5 minutes if you do well, and then you get 11 minutes. And I really thought he did a nice job for us in Florida. But my big thing is you can't turn it over. We can't put you in the game if you're going to turn it over, especially, he had probably 2 or 3 unforced turnovers the other night where he just why even try that? And so he's just got to become more solid. I've talked to him and David. I need another playmaker beside Cartier, to get in the paint, to create, to do different things. But I don't need turnovers. I need you to be solid. And hopefully one of them, I'd love both of them to come through. Sean gives you a bigger body. He's more physical. When you look at guarding, their guards, you need physicality. And that's what, he can bring. But he's got to be solid. And even sometimes, too, not only do we turn it over, we take bad shots. So those are, maybe worse than turnovers because a lot of times the bad shots hit the rim and they're going, and now we're creating transition opportunities. So, I thought we made a little progress the other day. Best field goal percentage, that we've had, but, and some assists, 21 assists. But that's got to, you got to do that against a better team now, against better defense, and see if we can be a little more efficient. I think that's the consistent and efficient will be real important for us as we move forward.
They ruled Howard questionable last night. Are you at all planning on him maybe not playing?
Well, I think we got to plan for him to play. I mean, that's, it's just like anybody else. But, if he doesn't play, they still won. They still scored in the 70s, and they have some talented guys that can make some plays.
If Howard does go, do you think you'll have a primary defender on him?
Well, I think I just kind of mentioned you got to have more than one option. Obviously, last year Barry lasted about 6 minutes, and then he had 3 fouls, and one of them a technical. And then Xavier, got 2 fouls, and he might have lasted 4 minutes. So you got to have more people on him. You got to have a variety of people, and you're going to switch on things. They put you in binds. They get you going one way, and they get a ball screen going. You're going to have to switch. So there's, I think Mike, Xavier right now are 2 guys that are defensive stoppers. Mike guarded him a little bit last year. Sean tried a little bit because we had so deep foul trouble last year. We had to try everybody, but Xavier, because of his length and his athleticism, we hope can be a factor. But I also want to got to keep those guys on the court, so we got to be very, very careful on fouls. They can't overdo it. Can't get too hyped up, and we got to rely on everybody else in help position. Now, when you make them pass, they are really good at attacking long closeouts, and that's where those other guys are so efficient and make a lot of plays.
How key is it to not get so hung up on Howard that somebody else goes and
Well, obviously, if he gets 45, 50, I don't know, you might check their percentage of winning, probably pretty good. So, but at the same time, last year, if we don't let a couple of other guys, even if he gets 40, but we let those other guys get 16, now you got yourself in the bind. Now you got to score 70-something to even have a chance to win. So we have to do a good, I just kind of the word solid. We got to be solid on them, make them make tough shots, make them make tough pull-ups, tough layups. If we can keep them off the free throw line as much as possible, you're not going to keep them totally. Then at the same time, do a good job on those other guys. It's important.
I know I just asked you the same question 2 days ago, but how's Monty doing?
He's made progress. I hoping for a text that hey, let him practice today, but as of now, he hasn't practiced, but we'll see. I think, as I said the other day, I'd say sooner than later, but we just can't push it and then have him tear it again, and then all of a sudden now he's out for another 2 months, and then you almost waste your whole freshman year. So
obviously his injury was the reason why Antonio got a lot of minutes he has, but what has he shown you through this?
as long as he's aggressive, for the most part he's done a nice job. He's active, he's aggressive. We got to, if he gets those threes, and a lot of times that's where you get people with the fours, replacing and getting some threes and things like that. He's got to make them. It would be nice to get him where he's, 35 to 40%, and that's what I've talked about. You're going to shoot those threes, you got to make them. You got to get in the gym and put the time in, and that's kind of been my challenge to him. That you've done well, but we need you to do really well, and we need that commitment to come in and extra time watching film, extra time getting in shots up, pushing yourself. You want those minutes, do something with them.
Barry, from a leadership standpoint, obviously was a vocal guy. Have you seen throughout the year someone stepping up?
I think, Xavier and Pearson have really tried to do a good job with that, I think I always said even last year, Barry can do it, but he needs some help. He needs some support. It's helpful for Xavier that he's got Pearson. Pearson been around it. He wants to win. He's just so team orientated, so he can help you another voice. And slowly but surely, we're getting Cardi to think about everybody else, obviously if that happens, that now you get your point guard that has awareness and helping everybody. It would be a good thing.
What have you liked from what you saw from Maitland so far this year?
Inconsistency, to be honest. I mean, it's pretty obvious from the but when it's the Pittsburgh game, he has great numbers and he's plus 16, but he plays 11 minutes, 5 fouls. Then even the other night he seemed I don't know, he very careless, casual passes, turnovers. But then you look at his numbers, he still had, I think it was 6 rebounds. He was, did some things on our play art chart. But we need him to be better. He was in. I came back over here 10:30 the other night. He was in here shooting after the game, so it means a lot to him. I think sometimes people don't realize that stress and pressure on a senior to do well is is a lot, and you know some guys can deal with it. I've talked to Xavier a lot about just relaxing, enjoying it, make the most of it. All you can't control next, you know, what's going to happen in April, May, June next year. You can control what happens every day, and that's all you can worry about. And it's the same thing with Mac.
Go back to Montavious. With him, if they came to you before the game Saturday, said he can play, would you do it?
You got to practice.
Okay.
Yeah, I got to practice him, and you know I was hoping for a nice text this morning. I was on the road recruiting, and you know flew back in, but you know as of now I don't have a text. So
Is that different than if this was Dean last year or something, like in terms of if it's an upperclassman? Or
well, Dean, you know. Yeah, Dean practiced literally one day, a half a day before we stuck him in against Iowa State, and you know that again, that's different. He knows what's going on. That's what I meant.
Yeah,
that you know, just and it's gonna take him, you know, it's gonna take him a couple weeks again to get some rhythm back and catch up with everything. So, and you know, we'll see. It's sad, but it's you know, it's injuries are part of it. And, you know, I guess in the long run, Antonio gets more minutes, hopefully get some confidence. Some other guys got some minutes, and you know now they take advantage of the opportunity. They're going to help us down the road.
What are your thoughts on where the defense is at right now? I think it's top 20 in scoring defense.
Yeah, it's good. I'd like to get a little better. We had obviously the slip up against Bradley. I don't know exactly why, but they can be good, but we can be better. And it's kind of the challenge I've given them now, that we got to have some identity where we give ourselves a chance to win every game, and they got to take some really pride in that end, because we are good, but we could think we could take another step. And you know, some of it is you know, if our offense is turn it over or bad shots, now they get transition, that hurts your defense too. And so, you know, Virginia always leads the country, or one of the tops. Some of it's because of their offense, that they make one long possessions. They don't take quick shots, so now they don't allow teams transition. So that's always, you know, that's part of it. And I don't want to slow it up, and you know, because we have enough trouble scoring as it is, but. You know, at the same time, we got to be solid and efficient and take care of that basketball.
When you look at some other things defenses have done well against Marcus Howard, is there anything you can copy and try to do yourself?
You know, Shane's at Robert Morris. They did a good job, but they got 2 fouls on them. Maryland, you know, I think staying in things, you know, it's pretty common sense. You know, Trae Young, when you were able to stay in ball screens and make it, don't give him space. He's so good with space. If you're not up there on that ball screen and he's allowed to snake and go, he's so good, because he can pull up, he can get to the hoop, he can make the pass. He just does so much stuff. So the more we can keep him, you know, where we have eyes and bodies in front of him, it's going to help us.
How would you compare him to like Trae Young or other elite scorers?
The one thing Trae did was a lead passer. When we had NBA guys come and talk to us about him, the one thing they always said, I'm not sure he's going to be able to score like he, you know, has scored, but they felt like his passing was so high level. Now, Howard scores, probably doesn't have quite the passing ability that Trae does, but he's still really good. I mean, that's and I'm not, you know, we'll see if he has an NBA career. I think he'll have the opportunity, because he can do, you know, again, he can, with space. The NBA allows space, and he can make a lot of plays.
Do you feel any pressure to wear something cool on Saturday, knowing the uniforms that you're wearing out there?
We have a throwback tie and some, you know, we kind of talked a little bit just wearing one of the white new polos and some men's shoes, but we'll just go with the regular stuff, I think. So don't I dress nice all the time? Oh.
I know you might be trying to get one more 2020 guy in the class, but with 4 guys already committed, what is it like to be able to just focus on 2021 and 2022 going forward, really?
You know, I think the big thing, we got to find one more, I think, for our depth with especially big guys. with the injuries. And so that's our immediate focus. But then now after Christmas, we can start, getting to see some of the younger guys, which we haven't been able to all, a lot of years because you're scrambling around. So it's nice. I'll try to see I saw Davion last night, and I actually saw Luke and practice, and we'll try to see all those guys here in December, just to make them feel good that we still care about them around them and watch their success. Sultan's had a great start. Davion's, they won 2 games by 40 and 70 or something, and then Nigel won by about 100 the other day. So, but Nigel's got a big game Friday night. That's a big rival game, and it'll be good for him. And then Luke gets going next week. So it'll be fun to watch them and their progress. And but at the same time, I guess the best thing is we can hopefully focus on our team a little more and not have to worry about some other guys.
Given how hard it can be to get teams like Marquette to come to Bramlage, how nice is it to actually have a game like
Yeah, they asked about that early. It's great, and that's part of that Big East now. The only thing I don't like about SEC is they're still in January, and I want a good game in this early part. And that, I've said it to them. Obviously I'm not going to win, but I would love either SEC or Big East game at home in December every year. That would be really nice for us. But it's great. It's good for us, and hopefully a great crowd, excitement with the throwbacks, and a lot of good stuff around it. Now we have to play well. That's all that other stuff doesn't matter.